Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan, and this is a collective energy reading, and it's timeless. So whenever you find this video, however you find it, it is the right time for you to be getting this message. You are asking for clarification or guidance or confirmation on something, or something's going to come up during the day, and you're going to sit there and go, that was the reason why I got that video, why I got that reading. So please feel welcome for new and returning friends. This is a place and a space where we just concentrate on doing our best always to be our authentic selves always, and coming from a place of love where we show others by example how to live that authentic life in love and give them permission to live their authentic lives in love as well. So I am interested to see what the reading is for today. As I've mentioned before, I don't look in the book before I start these videos. I'm doing the same thing literally that you're doing right at the same moment, looking at the image on the screen or the image on the card, specifically for me in my case, but getting the energy reading directly from the image itself. That's the whole purpose for these cards, for oracle cards in general, and for these videos in particular, is to, however flawed this little engine is here, to channel to you the best and most on-point information, guidance, and clarification from God, Source, Universe, higher calling, whatever, however you want to refer to it, okay? So, but I haven't looked in the actual book to see what the reading says in the book. I am getting just the energy reading from the card, and obviously tsunamis are not our friends. There has never been a time where a tsunami came by and everybody said, oh yay, we're so glad that happened. Tsunamis are really kind of tower moments, and they come sometimes with very little warning. And a lot of times we don't have any options except to simply, jump for the highest cover we can possibly get to and hang on for dear life. So there may be something that happens today or something that you've been dealing with that was a tower moment where things just fell apart, where things came crashing down, where the wave just took over and wiped everything out. And if that happened recently, I'm really sorry. I am really, really sorry. But we live in a three-dimensional world. This is our 3D experience, and it is a world of polarities. We are always given the opportunity, even in the middle of those tower moments, even in the middle of those tsunamis, where we can use the power of the transformative energy that is already around us that we can't control. We can control what we do with it, how we respond to it, rather than reacting and not thinking, not intuiting, not feeling in our hearts, not coming from that place of love. That should always be your North Star. That should always be your lodestone. Am I coming from a place of love? I think it was Wayne Dyer who said, he took a moment when he was in the middle of some kind of crisis or something that needed some kind of urgent, immediate action. He would just take a second and just say, how can I best serve everyone in this situation? That's not an exact quote, but it's the same energy. And it's the idea that we are all being called to heal the planet by healing ourselves, and that involves taking that tsunami energy, that raw primal energy, and instead of looking at the circumstance as the negative things that have actually happened. Let's just take for a wild crazy example, and I'm not putting any specific energy out there. I'm just looking at what has happened recently in our past. But let's say there was a tsunami that happened somewhere on the planet. For the people that survived, okay, they're going to have to do a lot of work. They're going to have to figure out what is workable, what they can do something with, what isn't trash, what isn't completely destroyed? Is there anything good, anything of value at all? Does the whole thing have to be scrapped and redone from scratch? Is there something else that needs to happen? Maybe a new location. So there's a variety of things that the survivors have to do right at the very beginning. So this card for me is giving two different kinds of energy, or two different kinds of messages. One is just about that primal energy itself. A lot of times we get caught up on those waves where we're riding that crest, and it's literally like we're riding that event horizon. And it could go either way. It could go either way. You know, we could totally nail this ride and lock it in and just totally tube it, or it could wipe us out. You know, it really depends on how we handle the board, how we handle our lives, how we handle that energy, how we use it, how we flow with it in the middle of those rapids of the river, how we best use our tools that we've got. If we haven't lost our oars yet, if our boat hasn't sunk yet, you know, if there's anything that we can use, we are being called to use our discernment, use our intuition, and make the best choice in that moment for our highest good and for the highest good of all. So let's take a look in the book and find out what the energy reading says for us for today. This is Tsunami, which is wake-up call. One of the scariest and most destructive of natural phenomena, along with volcanoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, and tornadoes. A tsunami occurs when a large volume of water is suddenly and rapidly displaced. It's triggered by an undersea disturbance, typically an earthquake or volcanic eruption, that causes a series of powerful waves to travel across the ocean at speeds up to 500 miles an hour. Yet on the open ocean, the height of these waves seem so small that they generally pass unnoticed. As these waves, collectively called a tsunami, get closer to the shoreline, their height increases enormously, even as their speed slows to 50 miles an hour. The distance between the waves or the trough can be considerable, taking 20 to 30 minutes from wave to wave. If the trough hits the land first, the water recedes rapidly and dramatically, followed within minutes by an enormous wave that initially comes as a surge. This receding is a clear sign of an impending tsunami. We can't outrun the wave that follows, but we can avoid being swept up in the destruction by moving to higher ground. You are getting a wake-up call. It may be in the form of a significant loss or other dramatic event in your life, typically one that you were not prepared for initially. You may feel stunned at first, surprised by the unexpected events that are occurring. Yet you also know that it is time to draw back the curtain of avoidance and denial and confront the truth that exists in the subtext of this event. You are experiencing a real-life drama, so there is no need to amplify it more than it already is. Often, when we look back after something like this has passed, you can recall signs that foreshadowed its happening. There may have been obvious clues that you ignored, or omens that were so subtle they were easy to dismiss as imaginings of the mind, rather than the voice of your instinct. There are many anecdotes about animals operating purely on instinct, picking up on clues, and naturally seeking higher ground before an approaching tsunami reaches the land. To negotiate this wake-up call, listen closely to your instincts while at the same time seeking the higher ground of spiritual truth. Okay, all right. So, not an easy energy. I have mentioned before on this channel, I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. If things come up that don't look amazing, I'm going to read them as it is. And I'm going to channel whatever messages I'm getting without any kind of filter. Okay? A couple of things that I'm getting right away from this reading specifically is I feel a very strong direction back to the wolf instinct card that we just had recently. If you missed that reading, I highly recommend you going and grabbing that one as well. And I will tag that to the back of this video for you so that you have that available to you. But you're really in the middle of that tower moment. Instinct, honestly, and intuition are about the only things that you've got that you can rely on exclusively. Remember to come from that higher ground of spiritual truth. You're always going to be looking for that place of love, that place of acceptance, that place of healing, that place of support, to give and to receive. In the middle of a tsunami, usually we're not the only victims. Usually there are others around us. And a lot of times our best bet is grabbing somebody else's hand or taking the hand of somebody that's trying to grab ours and helping them and letting them help us and pull each other out of the water, out of the mud, out of the tower and into safety, into that higher ground. Because as soon as we help others, we help ourselves. We put our brain in a different mindset that is that path of healing, that is that path of reconstruction. And the fastest way to lock that in is to turn around and say, how can I help somebody else? How can I help others? I'm going through this right now, so I know exactly what's happening. How can I help somebody else? Because once you got your oxygen mask on, once you understand what the situation is, the next thing you're going to do is turn around and see what is the action that you can take that's going to be for the highest good of yourself and everybody involved. And it's that simple. So don't make it any more than it is. That was very clear in the book as well. Don't be, adding injury to insult or insult to injury by making things even worse. Look for the healing. Look for the health, the wholeness, the love. Look for that place where the next thing that you can do will bring some kind of benefit to the situation as a whole. Okay? And then take the next step from that same place. How can I take a next step? It might be just thinking. It might be just feeling, not always doing. We are a human being, not a human doing. We are called to be our authentic selves, to be operating from that place of love. Okay? So whatever the tsunami wake-up call is for you, I am sending you blessings. I am sending you healing. I am sending you strength. I am sending you love. I am sending you encouragement. I am sending you support. Okay, whatever it is. If you want to share it in the comments, that's fine. If you feel so inclined to like and subscribe, if you haven't already, to this channel and like this video, it'll help other people be able to find it. It helps the YouTube algorithm help other people find this video and find this channel. Whatever is going on, it's temporary. You've gone through these before, maybe not the same thing, but something similar. You're going to get through this. If you're alive, if you've gotten this far, you're going to get through the rest of it. If you're going through hell, don't stop. Keep going. Okay? I am here for you. Whatever you need, okay? Just let me know. You can let me know in the comments. You can find me on Facebook and all sorts of other places. Let me know. I'm always here. I love you. Have a blessed day. And ciao for now.